morning. Welcome back to Eagle Talk. I'm Kenzie Tefner.
I'm Jenna Lang.
And our special guests today are
Kaylee Modelski.
And Kayla Widener.
And today we're going to be talking about college recruiting and sports. Kaylee, what are you going to college for?
I'm going to play college soccer at Grand Valley State for soccer.
Oh, dang, girl.
Kayla?
I'm going for softball to Davenport.
That's exciting. The recruiting process is different for each sport. So do you guys want to give a brief summary of how it works for each of your sports?
There you go.
Yeah. So for softball, I guess it was a little more, not messy for me, but it just wasn't as strict in order. But basically, I just went to a bunch of different colleges that I was interested in or that reached out to me, and luckily Davenport reached out to me. It was not on my list, but I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I toured it, and then I really liked what it was all about, and the program was super good. So then I talked to the coach a little more, and she ended up giving me an offer, and so I was like, great, that's amazing. And then from there I was like, okay, now I have to take the next steps. And I didn't know this, so for anyone out there going D2, D1, you do have to, and I don't know if you filled this out yet, but you do have to fill out the NCAA clearinghouse to be able to even be posted on their social media or anything like that. So I thought that was interesting, but I guess the steps were a little more rocky for me until I really figured out what I wanted to do. But basically I just talk to coaches and I don't know, visit all the schools that you're interested in, and then just see what you like from there.
Thank you. Kaylee, what's your journey?
For me, so for the past couple years while I've been in high school, I've just been going to college showcases with my club team. And before then, you usually email the coaches, but June 15th, after your sophomore year, is when coaches can finally start reaching out to you, D1 and D2. So June 15th are when I first started talking to coaches. Actually, I had calls throughout the summer, Zoom calls, over the phone. And then I went out to a couple camps, and then I went on some visits. And Grand Valley was actually the first school to reach out to me on June 15th. And I went to a camp there, and I liked it. So then I had a call later with them. They offered me, and then I went out again. We went and we took pictures in the uniforms and stuff, and then I finally just committed there. And it's definitely different for everyone else. I went on a couple other visits. I had another offer too that I turned down, because for me it was big about not just the sport but also the school you're going to, knowing that the school fits you. So, and I feel it fit me well outside of soccer as well. So that was really a big selling point for me.
Wow, that's great, guys. How long have you guys each been playing your sport for?
Oh, wow. Let me think a little bit.
It's a long time.
Honestly, for me, I grew up with 3 older sisters that all played softball, so I would literally say since I could. My dad has videos of me, I don't even know how old I was. I was so young, already trying to pitch. And so I don't know, probably at least 14 years, which is crazy.
For me, I actually never wanted to play soccer. My mom had to beg me to try out.
Me too. I used to scream and cry. I'd be I don't want to be here.
I did dance and cheer when I was younger, and then on an off season, my mom just begged me to go try out. I think I was about 7 or 8. I think I was 7 when I played my first rec team, and then after that, I went and played travel, and I've played travel ever since. So,
do you ever wish you played a different sport? Or would have got the chance to try other sports?
I did get a chance to try. I played volleyball for middle school, and then I played it my freshman year, and then I had to quit after that because I just didn't have time anymore. But it was really fun. But balancing two is definitely pretty hard, but I liked it.
For me, it was football. I begged my dad to let me play football, and obviously I couldn't. I was tiny, and he told me I would break my arm. And I was like, I don't care. I want to play. So literally it was football, or I don't know, I was always interested in every sport that I saw. I wanted to be in it. I was like, let me be involved.
Yeah.
But football for sure was my main.
Yeah. Jenna, did you ever play any sports or?
Yeah, I dance, and I always wanted to be a cheerleader, but my parents always told me no.
Me too. My parents were like, "You're not doing that." I was like,
Yes.
Okay. What is one thing you guys both wish you knew before going through this process that you could share with everyone else?
I'd say you just have to be patient. Everybody's process is so different. Like the June 15th thing, like some girls will get stressed out if they don't get any calls or texts that day, but some coaches aren't even on their phone that day. Like your perfect school might not be ready right then. You just have to be patient and not force anything, wait for the right opportunity to come.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Almost like let it happen like organically in a way. Like, again, I did not plan on going to Davenport. It wasn't on my list, but they reached out to me and I was like, oh wow, like I'll give it a shot. So I think another thing that I wish I would have known or was told more would be like trust your gut, but also like be yourself no matter what. Like I've went to a couple colleges, like it was a private Catholic school and I was like,
This
okay,
isn't for me.
I don't know about this, I'll give it a shot, and I've just went to some
Yeah.
very religious schools and realized like maybe that's not for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just trust your gut and like go with what you think.
My biggest thing is like you never know where you're gonna end up, so to keep your options open because who knows, like you could go there, you could end up liking it, so keep it open. What was like the main thing you guys were looking for while searching for a school?
I think my main thing would be academics, honestly. Like I told every coach, because every coach will ask you that, what's the main thing you're looking for? And I still want to play the sport that I love, but it was super important to me that they had my academics, like my path, because I mean, I can't plan my future out, but like I can work towards it. And I feel like for the people that go to a college just because of the sport, like I feel like that can put you really behind. Because at the end of the 4 years, it's like I need a degree. Like
Right.
I need to
What
make some
everyone had
money.
told me is like at the end of the day, take your sport out of it. Say you have a career-ending injury, can you still see yourself going to that school?
Yes.
And that was a big thing for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. The school outside of soccer was my biggest thing. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to major in for a while, so it was hard to pick a school because I wanted a school that had a good program. So I had to do a lot of researches on schools and, like, the degrees, but also just, like, with soccer, I wanted a team that was, like, really competitive but also had a balance and knew when to have fun, kind of. Like, I wanted to be on a competitive team that still, like, had a life outside of soccer, which definitely I found.
That's good. How did you know that was the school you were going to go to?
For me, I really just got, like, such a good feeling. Like, when I was at Grand Valley's camp, it was just such a different feeling. Like, I felt, like, at home in a way, which other schools I went to, I told my mom, like, right away, like, this doesn't feel right. Like, this isn't the spot for me. So it's really just, like, trusting yourself. Like, you know what's going to fit you best. So.
For me, back to the football topic again. So I ended up 2 weeks prior to visiting Davenport, I went to Cornerstone, and
Where's that at?
I don't even know. Maybe like, I really don't know. It was a nice area, but I learned that they didn't have a football team, and I was like, why does that matter to me? Like it kind of like
Right.
set me like back, and I was like, whoa, I want a football team. And so I ended up then getting in contact with the Davenport coach, and when I showed up there for our visit, the football team was out on the field practicing, and I was like, this is meant to be. Like, this is my school,
I need to
like,
be here.
same colors as Linden, like, something just feels right. And so, literally, like, that helped me out so much, because there was also rugby playing, which was so fun to watch. They were
Right.
playing, like, Mexican music, and, like, out there, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, this is great. But I just was looking for a school that, like, is very, like, athletically involved and, like, just I don't know, not like quiet. Like I felt like a lot of schools I went to kind of were like,
Right.
I don't want to say boring, but like just quiet. And I
Because
was
when
like,
you go to
I need
college,
more.
you want to feel like involved and
Yeah.
not on your own.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to be uncomfortable and want to go home.
Yeah, so that's kind of the feeling I got. Like I felt like there was activities going on, like there was people like walking all over. Like I was like, I like this. This is great.
Yeah. Can you guys each explain like how your day went when you committed?
The day I committed, well, I got my offer. It was actually in the middle of a football game. I had to go to my friend's car in the middle of the game when the game was actually really close and I was really mad about it. But I got my offer. It was like in the car at the football game, and I didn't take it right then, obviously. But then we all went to B-dubs after, and I was just sitting on the curb outside. I was actually crying because I was really stressed and I didn't know.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was sitting on the curb crying outside of B-dubs after getting an offer, which is like just explains the process so much. Like you, like don't really know what's gonna happen ever. So it's just like it all came at me at once, and you know it's okay.
Sometimes you just gotta
sometimes
let
you
it all
gotta let it all
out.
out,
It's okay.
and it obviously ended up working out great. I accepted it on my mom's birthday actually. We were out with all my family, and again I went to the car and I called the coach and I accepted it, and then I got to go out, tell my whole family. It was a great experience. It was so much fun.
Kayla.
Well, it was kind of, I don't know. This is a hard question for me only because my coach gave me an offer and I was still kind of open to anything because at the time like it still wasn't like top of the
Right.
list. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay open, see what's out there. So I kind of just like put it in my back pocket and I was like, okay, we're
Yeah.
going to see. But like you said, like it almost stressed me out more. I was like, oh
You're
shoot.
like, oh no, they're
Like,
gonna be.
yes, like this is getting serious. So, and then as a pitcher, as a pitcher, you have to like be quick to like
Because there's only one.
accepting it. Yeah,
Right.
because there's limited spots. Like other teams, I don't know how soccer works, but there's more girls on a soccer team. So like for softball, you have to be like quick
Right.
or you're going to lose your spot.
Right.
And so that stressed me out so much. And this was like around, I want to say maybe November. And then in December, she contacted me again and like a follow-up. And I was like, I'm still looking, still going through that process. I ended up going to a college-bound jocks like showcase. And I think there's when I realized like, why am I here? Like,
Right.
I want to go to Davenport. So I ended up texting her, I want to say it was over Christmas break.
Oh, that's
And
exciting.
I was like, okay, like this is my
it.
final
Yep.
decision. And she just was so excited and got back with me. But yeah, it was definitely a weird, like emotional journey. But
Right.
yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys. That's
Thank
super
you.
exciting.
That was all for Eagle Talk. Thank you for watching.